Tasmai Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishabhai. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Welcome you all for this online session of Bhagavad Gita, which has been inspired by the Hindu temple of Allentown. They requested for these sessions. And Ashradya Gurukulam promptly agreed, and we have been going on online for the last more than 1 year now, for obvious reasons. And we had been doing in-person sessions also at the temple there. And we hope to go back to that at the same time also stream online, so that way we can do both. So we have very successfully completed the 5th chapter, which is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. So the word Jnana, the word Karma, knowledge, and Karma, action, activity, and Sannyasa, which is renunciation. So it's a kind of a compact chapter, the 5th one. And towards the end of the chapter, there was also this introduction for the 6th chapter by this few shlokas, right? One of the shlokas is Sparshan Kritva Bahir Bhakyan, end of 5th chapter, sloka number 28, 27. Sparshan Kritva Bahir Bhakyan, Chakshushchaivantara, Sparshan Kritva Bahir Bhakyan. So, preparation for meditation. As Swamiji would also use this shloka, Swami Patibodhanji Maharaj, of course, but he's picked this up from our Swami Puja Swamiji Maharaj. So always the meditation starts with by saying Sparshan Kritva Bahir Bahyan. What is external? What is outside? Let them be outside. People, situations, results of actions, and all those are outside, right? So let them be outside before you start meditating. Because you have been doing karma activity in the chapters also, if you see from the 2nd chapter to 3rd chapter, 3rd chapter to 4th chapter, and the 4th chapter to this 5th chapter, 5th, and until the end of 5th chapter, it was all regarding karma yoga activity, parishram. In Hindi they call parishram. So much. It's about your effort, right effort with right attitude, right effort with right attitude, right? So that was the topic. Now time for some meditation, time for some relaxation, time for some aram. Parishram is over, now aram, relaxation, meditation. So as Puja Swamiji would say, the Karma Yoga part is for Anta Karana Shuddhi, the preparation of your mind for the mastery over your mind. Preparation, getting it ready. Now this Dhyana Yoga chapter, which is coming, which is an elaboration of what you saw towards the end of the 5th chapter. This whole chapter of meditation is an expansion of that, those few shlokas, and it is meant for meditation, which is called Chitta Ekagrata. It is for focusing the mind. So focusing the mind, a focused mind can accomplish anything. Even for students, what they need is a focused mind. Even when we study Shastra, what we need is a mind which is available. A focus word is a stress-filled word. So making the mind available, making the mind present, assimilate the Shastra. So that is the focus we are mentioning here. So in this 6th chapter is for everybody. It is for everyone who is a karma yogi, who has relatively accomplished this right attitude towards actions. which is a what it is, which is in progress, which is a work in progress for us, right? It is work in progress. Still, we'll enter the sixth chapter and see what we can get out of this new chapter. And then this chapter is for those who are who are relatively having a mind which is composed because of karma yoga, and who are ready to climb, or who are ready to take the next higher step, and where what would be the sadhana, what will be the means for accomplishment would be meditation. And when you say meditation, you will see that the chapter also talks regarding Ishvara, what you have to meditate upon. That's important, right? Otherwise, we have so many theories saying you should meditate on nothingness, you should meditate on light, and you should meditate on sound, right? So all these different viewpoints are there. So we have to know what we should be meditating. We have to discern and be clear about what we need to meditate. The discernment is required. Suppose if you are given rice to cook in those days, so you would first remove all that is not rice, right? Some of the rice particles will be dark. It you have to remove. Suppose if someone mixes some sesame seeds in the rice, then also you cannot cook along with it. You have to remove those sesame seeds. You have to remove those stones which look dark in color, which look also light in color. They are also stones, and some of them are transparent in color. So all of them you remove and prepare the rice like that, and then you can cook. Likewise, in our mind, we have to also understand Ishvara, and then we can meditate. We have to see what is not Ishvara, what we don't have to focus. Like that, we have to be clear about the object of meditation. Why? Because meditation is meditating. To meditate, it is a noun. Sorry, it's a verb. I'm sorry. To meditate is a verb. So a verb has to have, it can be either transitive or intransitive. It might take an object or it may not. Like, for example, if I say I'm eating, then the listener can ask the question, what are you eating? If you say you're listening, then someone can ask the question, what are you listening? So these are transitive verbs. You have to provide the object. The what question is possible. Whereas if I say I'm standing or if I'm sitting, you cannot ask the question, what are you sitting, or what are you standing? That is, or what are you walking? This question is not possible. So they are intransitive verbs, walking, sitting, standing. Whereas meditation is a transitive verb. So it needs an object. So we have to be clear about the object of meditation. Saguna Brahma Upasana, they say for meditation, so Upasana on Saguna Brahma, on Ishvara, with all the with all the gunas. If you say that, then you're providing the object, then you have to explain the object and all that. So it's all coming later. So here I'm just giving some clarifications regarding meditation to begin with. Okay, now we can enter the first shloka. Before that, I want to tell you the first two shlokas in this sixth chapter also is regarding, it is about praising you, praising Karma Yogi. Although it is a chapter of meditation, the first few shlokas are praising the Karma Yogi, the first and second shloka. The third shloka onwards we have the topic of meditation. Very interesting. It is one of the best what I should say, compliment for the karma yogi you can get. It is like Bhagwan has decided he's a karma yogi, has put so much effort, and now before he gets into the topic of dhyana yoga, let him make him very relaxed and tell him what kind of a glorious preparation he has done on himself by taking up to karma yoga. And then Bhagwan says, I can proceed. It was not a part of Arjuna's question also. Arjuna did not exactly ask, teach me meditation. But Bhagwan, being what he is, out of love, compassion, he gives something more. Like a doctor, if you go and meet them in the office, they have a protocol, especially if they are working for a network of hospitals and all that. So they follow the protocol. But if they come and see you at your place, they're very relaxed. They also talk more regarding what you should be doing. They give more information. If you go to their office, they hardly give you any information. So likewise, Bhagavan is a friend, philosopher, and guide for Arjuna. So he's very informal, very relaxed. So he's giving him more than what he asked for, and that is this chapter of meditation also. But as I said, this is a connection. What is the connection? Which goes back to what Pujya Swamiji says: Antakarana Shuddhi by Karma Yoga. Antakarana Shuddhi, the preparation of mind by Karma Yoga. And now it is Antakarana Ekagrata, Naishalya, Ekagrata, making the mind available, focused for sadhana of Shravana Manana, for listening, studying, and all that, for this sadhana, for these practices. Okay. So, what I wanted to say is, so don't have the Brahma. Before we go to the first and second shloka, don't have the Brahma. What is the Brahma? Brahma, that this is all for sannyasi and all that. It is for you who is equivalent to a sannyasi, as this first shloka would say. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Anashritah Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karoti Yah Sasannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Naniragnir Na Chakriyah. This is sloka. So Bhagavan is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, because it's a new chapter. So we are starting with Bhagavan, the name of Bhagavan. And I'm going to rearrange the words. So I'm going to take the subject, which is Yah, which is at the end of the first line. Take that and put it in the front. Yah is whoever, or the one who, the person. And Yah karma phalam anashritah. So the second word I'm using is karma phalam from the shloka. Yah karma phalam anashritah. And then karyam karma karoti. Saha, that person. Yah is whoever, and Saha is that person. He is a sannyasi. Sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. Niragnihi na cha akriyah na. Just rearranging the words. So when I go back to the shloka, it'll be more easy for all of us to understand. So Yah, I said whoever, or the one who. Karma phalam. Karmanaha phalam. The result. Phalam is the result. Result means the question is result of what? Karma. And anashritah, karma, action, activity. Anashritah, we'll see that word anashritah. Anashritah is what? Na ashritah. Na ashritah. So when you say na ashritah, when you say the word, I'm just giving an example. If you use the word dharma, the opposite of dharma would be adharma, right? It is na dharma, but you can make a single word. Instead of na and dharma, you can make it a single word, which is adharma. Likewise, when it is na ashritah, when you want to make a single word, it should be not ashritah, like adharma. You add a in front of dharma, but here you have to add an. So it becomes anashritah, opposite of ashritah. So what is ashritah? Ashritah is taking refuge, being bound by, right? Being bound by. So then anashritah is one who is free from the binding. We'll see what binding. That is what is the focus here. We'll see what binding. So one who is a master, who is not a slave, right? And he doesn't have the, he's not having the hankering or longing towards what? Towards karma phalam. That word we will come now. Karma phalam. We'll land on that word now. Karma phalam. So as we saw, karma phalam is results of action. But here we have to make a lot of, give a lot of material for our understanding, which is we are talking about the results which we are expecting based on our false values, based on our kama, krodha. Like we have a kama towards, say, money. We have a value, hyped up value for money. As Puja Swamiji would say, money might be able to buy you an alarm system, but money cannot buy security for you. The sense of feeling secure here, it is not because of the gadget, right? So that the gadget has its own use. It has got its place, but an increased value. So that is the value based on which we are expecting certain results. And we know the results can be of any type, right? The results can be the result. If you take any result, it can be more than what you expect. Wow, great. But it can also be less than what you expect. And sometimes it can be opposite to what you expect also. So when there is an opposite result or less result, frustration, upset, anger, and all other negative emotions, say upset, anger, and the sense of being stuck, being bound, helplessness, everything is because of the starting point, which is wrong value for that result, especially. Or when you perform some action also, if your mind is only thinking about the result, you feel very bound. You just want to finish it off. You're not enjoying what you're doing. Suppose if in a party, all these workers who are there, for them, they're waiting for the party to get over, because they're just bound by the result that if I do this, I get so much and then I can go. My relaxation is not here while working. My focus is on what I would get, the result out of this work, and then later on I'll enjoy. So that is based on the result. Whereas the one who is conducting the party, one who has thrown the party, he's the one who is paying all these people. He's going to lose some money. If this workers all end up staying an extra hour, he has to pay more, but he doesn't mind. He wants it to be a party, a memorable party, and he's not making anything out of it. So that is a master there, right? So that is a master, and he's out of happiness, he's conducting himself. And someone who doesn't know that he's the one who is throwing the party, if he goes to him and says, you're so good in organizing all this. Are you the manager? Are you the manager of this group? Are you coordinating them? Which company you work for? How much you get paid? Very easily they will ask, because you seem to be very happily doing all these things. He would either smile or he would not enjoy the question, right? Because he's the master. So that is what it means by being independent from the results of action. Independence, that is the independence we are talking. That is anashritah, na ashritah. Independence, independent from the karma phala. Okay. And when you're independent like that, and after, when you're independent, and do what? Not that you don't do anything. Just because you have this kind of an attitude towards the result, that doesn't mean you won't be working. Karyam karma karoti. Karoti, the verb is very simple, present. You are doing. Bhagavan is using the verb for doing. You'll see, continuously doing. What are you doing? Karma karoti. What karma? Karma is activities. What karma? Karyam karma. See, the karma is also, Bhagavan could have left like that karma. It is understandable, right? It is easily, the word is easy to understand. But Bhagavan is saying karyam karma. This karya word, when do we use karya word? Karya word we use when it is our duty. Finish the karya. Karya magatam. Karya, in south of India and Tamil Nadu especially, the karya word is a little bit of a negative word. It means something which you are not so happy. Like when there is a family where someone is has left his body, then we say karyam. That karyam has to be done. The 10 days karya. Did you do the 5th day karya, 6th day karya? Like that they speak. So that means the karya word is what it is, whether you like it or not, what is to be done. Kartavyam karya, kartavyam. Kausalya supraja ramapurva sandhya pravartate uttishta narasho tula kartavyam deva manhikam. Vasishta is waking up Ramchandra Bhagavan. We just now had Ram Navami. And he's saying kartavyam, Ram Bhagavan, Ramji, Beta Ram, son Ram, wake up. Kartavya, your duties are like Bhagavan. Don't be delayed for them. So wake up. Kartavya. And in our case, all the daily duties, including dishwashing, cooking, dishwashing, and whatnot, cleaning and everything. Of yourself being a professional doctor and engineer, architect, artist, scientist, all different works. Homemaker. These are all different roles people are taking up, right? So all these role playings, nitya karma, naimitya karma. Sometimes you are so good in performing your everyday ritual, everyday duties. On a special day when you have to do something just for that day, even then you have that what is it, mechanicalness. I don't know if there's a word like that. That you are not ready for doing that special duty. No, that special duty also should be accommodated. Guest comes, or it's a what is that? They say it's a Surya Grahanam. It's an eclipse day. Some special rituals are there. All that as Ram Navami, special rituals. So those also should be accommodated happily, cheerfully. So that karyam karma karoti. Then idrisham, this person who is able to do like this, he stands apart. He stands apart. That person stands apart. She stands apart. So when they stand apart, you have to compliment them, right? We may not. We are so busy, bogged down with our daily activities. Bhagavan is complimenting. Before getting into meditation, as I told you, this shloka and the next shloka is compliment from Bhagavan himself for this karma yogi. Bhagavan is saying, and the highest compliment, Saha, that person is sannyasi. He is the one who is sannyasi in the real sense. He has got all the qualities of the sannyasi, and he is a yogi. So that yogi title, karma yogi title is not given up. He has got that title also. Like some people, the Olympics, they get 2 gold medals. They get the gold medal for running and swimming also. There used to be some gold medalists like that. You got double gold medal. Karma yogi has got double gold medal. One by one is he's a sannyasi, and of course he has been a yogi, and he will still hold. He will be, that title is still true. Yogi also, and this sannyasi. Why? See, sannyasi has got his own lakshana. Sannyasa. What is sannyasa? It is a 4th ashrama, right? Sannyasa is a 4th ashrama. Brahmacharya, grihastha, life of a student, life of a householder, life of the one who is a pilgrim, Pilgrim. 1, 2, 3. The 4th ashrama, pilgrim to all the temples, right? 4th ashrama is what? Sannyasa, one who is a renunciate. So this is actually a sequential lifestyle change. But that title, sannyasi, has been conferred upon who? Upon this karma yogi. He has stolen the title. He has not stolen the title from the sannyasi. A sannyasi is still a sannyasi. This fellow, a karma yogi, is equivalent. It is a praise of karma yogi. So when you praise, you don't have to. It's not about putting down the sannyasi and saying and to say that he's not sannyasi, you're only sannyasi. No, you are also sannyasi. Bhagavan is being very consistent with that title he gave in the beginning of the 5th chapter for the karma yogi. What title did he give? He said, "Hey karma yogi, you are nitya sannyasi." First time Bhagavan gave the title, nitya sannyasi. Here, Bhagavan is following the same spirit and saying he is a sannyasi, karma yogi sannyasi, in addition to being a yogi, karma yogi also. Because and then what, as I told you, he may not have given up the Agni Karya. That is what the next few words. Cha niragnihi na. That sannyasi, that karma yogi, the karma yogi who is a sannyasi also has been told by Bhagavan, he need not be a niragnihi. Nirgataha agnayaha karmanga bhuta. Nirgataha agnayaha. See, niragnihi is a title given to the sannyasi, a lifestyle sannyasi. Why? Because he has given up all the different types of fire, usage of fire. He has given up usage of fire in his life. Agni is fire. Niragni is, giving up. Nirgataha. Like he doesn't use fire for cooking. It's not that he's going to eat raw and all that. He won't cook for himself. That is the spirit. I won't cook for you. That person, sannyasi, won't cook for himself. So no fire for cooking. No fire for rituals also. And in the rituals is what? Not just once in a while homa, Aish homa once in a year we do. Not just that. Because he was a grahastha before householder, the grahastha have to every day perform fire ritual. Very interesting. They will have 3 fire set up inside the home. One is called garhaspatyam. From the grahastha word, the garhaspatyam. That Agni is there. That is the laukika. It is like the regular Agni. So that will be always on. If the fire is not on, at least the coal or whatever the fuel material wood, it will be slightly hot all the time, alive all the time, and it can be invoked. The fire, Agni Bhagavan can be invoked in that anytime. The next kunda, next place where he has fire is where he does the homa. And then the third spot, it is for fire. That fireplace is cooking only for offering into the fire. So 3 agnis, and then separate kitchen will be there for the grihastha, for the householder. So 3 agni has to be maintained, and kitchen agni, of course, whenever they need, they do that. But they don't bring the rice from the kitchen and offer it in the fire here. Separately, they cook here only, right in front. As they're doing all preparation, the rice will be ready. So look at how serious they were regarding all these fire rituals. So that Agni is called, what is that? The second Agni, the ritual Agni, where they go to Havan, Homa, is called Ahavaniyam. Havana, Homa, Ahavaniyam. Into that it is being offered. Ghee is being offered. Fire from this first Agni, then ghee. Then the third Agni is called Anvaharya. Third Agni is Anvaharya, where they cook just for the fire ritual. So all these Agni, this sannyasi has given up. Swami Akhandanji adds one more Agni. Very interesting. This is interesting for you. What is that Agni? Very relevant. The Agni in the tongue, under the tongue. What? See, the Devata for the tongue, Saraswati we say, but one of the Devatas for the tongue is also Agni. Agnirme vachi shritaha. They say that, right? May Agni be in my tongue. But that Agni is for the Vedas, for saying the Vedas. But here, Swami Akhandanji means that Agni in the form of anger, in the form of, whatever can come, whatever unwarranted words that can, the speech which is generating heat in the home or in the ashram. So that Agni also is given up. That is very important, more than any other Agni. So if you are called a sannyasi because of your karma yoga, then you are also supposed to have given up at least that one Agni. Because otherwise you are cooking. So Bhagavan is saying, you do your roti, chai, everything you enjoy. I'm conferring upon, Bhagavan is saying, I'm conferring upon you, still, you are not given up Agni, but I'm conferring upon you the title sannyasi, just because you are a yogi. And yogi is what? Again, yogi, if you traditionally look at the word yogi, traditional yogi is who? Traditional yogi is one who doesn't move. He just sits still. And that is an accomplishment. Or he sits in one leg, he stands in one leg and meditates. He's a yogi, traditionally. Traditionally, yogi would be what? Yama, Niyama, Ashtanga, 8 limbs of yoga. He should be accomplished. He should have accomplished 8 limbs of yoga. Yama is how you conduct yourself with others. Speaking truth, not stealing. Niyama, how you conduct yourself for yourself. Saucham, cleanliness. Sometimes people, we don't know whether they have taken a shower or not. They can easily cover up, but that person knows, right? So cleanliness is a part of niyama. Then asana, mastery over your body. That is asana. It's just yoga. The hatha yoga which we say is just one limb. See, we are in the topic of meditation, so all this can be spoken at the beginning. Later on, we can have a smooth sailing with the rest of the chapter. So asana, hatha yoga is one of the practice. So that hatha yoga only people these days think it is yoga. So yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, breath, mastery over your breath. Pratyahara, mastery over your senses. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara. Then dhyanam, meditation. Dharana, fixing your mind, preparing your mind for meditation. And samadhi. Samadhi means, samadhi is what? Samadhi is having that steadfastness, becoming one with the object of meditation. Not physically, but mentally. Closing your eyes and becoming one. So that is all the yogi. Now, are you doing all that? I don't think so. I'm also not doing everything. But what I'm trying to say is, but Bhagavan is the only, Bhagavan is our leader. We are following Bhagavan, Krishna Bhagavan. And what he is saying about this, he says, oh, that may be a yogi of the past. Now, you are a karma yogi, so you deserve the title karma yogi. Although you are not akriya. Nacha akriya. Akriya means one who was taken to yama, niyama and all that and accomplished samadhi. No kriya, no action. He's in samadhi. That person is in samadhi. But he is an akriya. You are not an akriya. You are not someone who has given up all activities like him or her. But you are what? You are still a yogi. See, having the title yogi. Because you are a karma yogi. So that is what Bhagavan is saying. Because you're buddhi. You begin karma yoga, you're using your buddhi. And in karma yoga, what you're accomplishing Ishvara Arpana buddhi. This person is accomplishing Ishvara Arpana means samadhi. But in your buddhi, you have accomplished Ishvara Arpana forever, provided we all take up the karma yoga and very sincerely be a sadhaka for that end. Right? So this is you, karma yogi, who is praised both as a sannyasi and a yogi. That doesn't mean the one who was a lifestyle sannyasi or lifestyle yogi is not sannyasi or yogi. They are the benchmark, but you are no less. Like Pujya Swamiji used to say, silver is the benchmark. Then there is also ever silver. Ever silver is nothing, but it is called ever silver because it has got it can perform so well. Likewise, karma yogi, you are. And so you are equivalent to sannyasi and the yogi in the traditional sense that you are. So nicely Bhagavan is making you very relaxed before we enter meditation. But we have one more shloka before we enter into the topic of meditation. Let us see that shloka. So before I get to the next shloka, I will quickly read our Pujya Swamiji's translation. The one who performs action that is to be done, the actions that is to be done, not driven by ends in view. He is a sannyasi and a yogi as well. And not just the sannyasi who has renounced all 5 rituals and who does not perform any other action. So those sannyasis are there, and this karma yogi is equivalent to those sannyasis. Bhagavan himself is conferring the title upon us, upon the karma yogis. Okay, now after saying that, let's go to the next shloka. Okay. So next shloka, Bhagavan is saying this quality of sannyasi and the quality of yoga. Sannyasi's quality is called what? Sannyasam. Yogi's quality is what? Yogam. That quality is there. You can say, some person you can see and say, he has got all the qualities. He deserves this job. Like that we say, right? All the accomplishments. His resume is very good. So likewise, this karma yogi's resume is so good. That is the reason why he's been given that title. And what are some of the highlights of the qualities? What really Bhagavan is in what respect? Because in the previous shloka, Bhagavan said, Anashritaha, one who is independent from karma phala, trishna, from the hankerings and longings, from the push and pull of the results. That person is yogi sannyasi, Bhagavan said. And that is regarding with respect to result. But even while performing action, even while starting to perform action, What is the driving force for this karma yogi who is now equivalent to a sannyasi or a yogi? And why Bhagavan wants to say that? It is just to highlight why Bhagavan is giving one more reason to call him a sannyasi and yogi by actually defining sannyasam and yogam based on the quality. The previous shloka, the definition was based on the lifestyle, giving up of fire rituals and all that, right? Lifestyle. But here, what is that exact match of quality between a sannyasi and the yogi? That Bhagavan is highlighting here. Yam, the second shloka, sixth chapter, sorry. Yam sanyasamiti prahuhu yogam tam vidhi pandava nahya sanyasta sankalpaha yogi bhavati kaschana. This is a shloka. So I'll rearrange the words one more time. Hey Pandava. So this time Bhagavan is remembering to call Arjuna by his name, Pandava. Yam sannyasam. Whatever has been told as sannyasam, renunciation, iti, prahuhu, which has been told not just by Bhagavan, iti is which has been told by the Shastra, prahuhu, before, prakarshanahu, which has been very clearly told. Tam, that, whatever has been told, that, yogam, vidhi, may you know, Arjuna, vidhi is may you know, that is that sannyasam, which is in a true, the basic definition of sannyasam fits for yogam also. We'll see what is that. That Bhagavan is giving in the next line. What is that one quality which is common? Bhagavan is giving. Bhagavan is giving that quality by saying, even if someone is a sannyasi, if this thing, this particular thing which is coming up, if this is absent, this is absent, then then that person is not a sannyasi. And if this is present in a yogi, then he is equivalent to a sannyasi. He, since he is there in the sloka, where is he? The second line, if you see, nahya sanyasta sankalpaha, right? Nahya sanyasta. He is the second word, he, here. And if you remove the he, what remains? What remains is what? Sorry. He, asanyasta sankalpaha. If sankalpa is not given up, sankalpa, if it is not given up, sankalpa is desires. We saw with respect to the results in the previous shloka, here with respect to desires. We'll see, we'll narrow it down. Everything works because of some desire, right? I'm giving a session because of because the desire to share and grow in my own clarity. And you're listening also for growing in your own clarity, right? So the desire is also making us do a lot of good things. So we'll have to define that. We'll get there. So asanyasta, the one who has not given up. Sanyasta is one who has given up, but asanyasta is that person who has not given up. Aparityaktaha palavishayaha. Given up what? The phala, the desire for the phala. So here sankalpa has desire for the phala. Then, and he is so connected, abhisandhihi, was very connected to these results. Kaschana, that person kaschana, whoever it may be, okay, even if he's a sannyasi it may be, but here it says kaschana, whoever it may be, yogi na bhavati. He is not a yogi. So if a person who is unable to work on his desires, work on his values, because desire is all values picked up values, as Puja Swami would say. And that picked up value for money, for example, will make us, as I said before, smile. If there is a rich person, and you try to what I should say, be in his radar, all these things, right? So likewise, value for money, value for, say, some, education, so value for an institution, some institution, MIT and all that. Then you think that, that person, and then we have a opinion about that person, higher opinion about that person, all that, right? So, but that is fine. But everything cannot be based on that, right? So that value can cover you of so many things. So those kind of false values. So the one who was given to those values, was not given up those values, was not resolved those values in terms of knowledge, he is not yogi. That means one who has resolved them, he is a yogi, and hence, based on the previous shloka, that yogi would be also a sannyasi. So that is how we should take. Bhagavan has given Vyatireka, they say. Bhagavan, if this is not there, he is not a yogi, Bhagavan says. Which means we have to take him. Then this is the one which is so important for the yogi, which makes the yogi a sannyasi. That is how we should understand. We'll see that clearly here. He Pandava, Arjuna, yam sarvakarma tat phala parityaga lakshanam, sannyasam. So one who is the one who has not renunciated. Oh, sorry, yam sannyasam iti prahu. Okay, what is called sannyasa by the Shastras? Whatever is called sannyasa in the Shastra, that is called iti prahu. Prahu is shruti smriti vidah. Prahu prakarshena ahu. Prakarsha, very, very clearly defined by, when we say something is very clearly defined, it is not coming out from a person, it is coming out from the Shastra, scriptures. So here the sentence would mean what has been very clearly told, very specifically told as sannyasam in the Shastra, as renunciation in the Shastra. Hey Pandava, Arjuna, may you know that is yogam. What has been renunciation is what? Giving up that, what has been the highlight, what has been highlighted in that lifestyle of a sannyasi, which involves giving up of action. What has been highlighted, that is the same highlight in yogam also. That has to be the same, that has to be the most important aspect. That aspect will come in the next line. In the karma yoga also, and when that matching is there, then sannyasam is not different from yogam. And what is that important thing? That is sankalpaha tyagaha. Sankalpaha. Sankalpaha, as it is the father of desire, actually. It is the father of kama, not just desire. It is the father of desire. Sankalpa is regarding, this is all about, you're always having some memory of the past, which is good. But then if there is a mismatch between what you enjoyed in the past and what you're going to be enjoying, then there's a seeking. Once that memory is there, that sankalpa is that kind of a memory. Here there's an abstract seeking. That's you be that seeker person, seeky person, cheeky person, they say. You be that person who is always eyes are for that same experience, and you just lose the present. And there is a matching, always is a matching between that experience and this experience, and saying, oh, it is not the same. So that is one part of sankalpa, which is thinking of the past and wanting to enjoy that same in the present. Past childhood, school, whatever that, that health you had in the past. Half of the reason why we are not happy with our health now is because of what we think of ourselves few years before, right? So that is how you see how sankalpa can destroy our peace, our relative sense of calmness. And also sometimes about the future. There's a fear of the future. Sankalpa regarding how the future should be there. Samyak kalpana, the imagination about the future, causing fear. Coronavirus, so much death. in India, when is it going to pick up? Do our families, are they going to be safe in India? Would they all hold on until it goes down when the oxygen supply is meeting the demand? When the demand is so less, the supply can meet. So this kind of sankalpa, this is a sankalpa about the future, which is also causing bhaya, the bhaya of the future. This is a sankalpa. And then regarding the present itself, moha, I like this. Forever it should be like this. Today I'm so happy. Today everything is in line with what I want, or how I want it to be. So this is moha. So this is another sankalpa. And this will lead to some desires, and you keep working towards that desire, always regarding some sankalpa about the past or future, or this is how it goes on and on. When this is the basis, how would you be a yogi? How would that person be a yogi when he is dictated by his past and present and future? When he feels that he's bound by having to search the same experiences. So that means the sannyasa of that sankalpa is not there. That is why this person is called asanyasta sankalpa. Asanyasta sankalpa. Sannyasa is itself what? Samyak nyasa. One who has very well given up something. He's a sannyasi. Here, this karma yogi is expected to do sankalpa tyagaha. Then he is a sannyasi. So, if that is the case, that yogi is a sannyasi. Sankalpa tyagaha is not being a slave of our values based on past, present, and future, based on our experiences. Be open-minded, ready for change, ready to change yourself, not worried about changing others. This is all the sankalpa. Right? Sankalpa is always there with respect to your family members, how they should be. So how can there be peace? Then you're all the time trying to deal with the person and see how you can change that person. There's no relating. There's only dealing. So these are the sankalpas. When you're free from, then you are a yogi, and by default of the previous shloka, you're also a sannyasi. So Bhagavan is explaining in this shloka who is a sannyasi, what he meant by saying this yogi is also a sannyasi. He meant that the sankalpa tyaga. That is all. Then when the sankalpa is not there, the vikshepa is also not there. Distractions are not there. It's a beautiful thing, what is distraction? Even while attending this session, if your mind is in the past or future, that is a distraction, right? That is all based on so many sankalpas. And that vikshepa, the distractions, you'll be free from distractions. When I'm talking to you, if I'm so distracted, what will come out of me? Nothing, right? So I have to be a little focused. So you see the power of being focused. By giving up the sankalpa, other sankalpas I have to give up, at least for now. So, and that has to be our effort to resolve sankalpa in terms of Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Whenever there's a fear of the future, Arpana to Ishvara. If you can do anything special, a prayer or whatever, do that. If you want to take if you want to put a prayer that if everything goes nicely, I will do this, that is also fine. Whatever it takes for you to be free from the fear of the future or the shoka, worries of the past. So these are all important in sankalpa tyagaha. Then your mind is more focused. It's available for meditation, which is the next shloka onwards. I won't have time for the next shloka, but I want to make sure that you understand the next shloka onwards. It is meditation, because I would like you to see you all from next session, which is quite important. The first shloka for meditation is very popular, and I'll just read the shloka. Arurukshor muner yogam karma karanamuchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva shamah karanamuchyate. Arurukshoho, the one who is desirous of Yoga. One who is desirous of dhyana yogam. That is the Aruksho Munehe yogam. What he is desirous of yogam word here is what? Dhyana yogam. One who wants to meditate. For him, karma karanamuchate. He has to prepare himself with karma yoga. Yoga rudasya. And once he has prepared himself, then he can be is fit for meditation. And once he accomplishes what he needs to accomplish by meditation, Yoga Rudaha is the one who is meditative, who is always meditative. Then for that there is one more sadhana, which is Shamaha. Shamah Karanamuchyate. One more sadhana, one more means Shamaha, Shamadama. We'll see that very clearly from next session. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all and see you next week. We'll see you in the Bhagavatam, which is starting in a few seconds, a few minutes.